Hey y'all guys, welcome to the Tab and Dillard podcast. Do tell. Me, I'm Tab and Dillard. This is season 7, episode 3 of the Tab and Dillard podcast, and we got a lot to talk about today. So much to talk about. Now you listen to this on the day it comes out, 1 week from today is the 4th of July. And that is the celebration of the independence of our country. Now, I know some of the people that listen to this podcast live in other countries. So I hope you enjoy in your country today, because I'm enjoying mine for sure. And next week, very special 4th of July episode. Hope you have time to listen to it. If you don't have time to listen to it on the 4th because you out shooting off some fireworks or out in the boat fishing or with the family, eating some food, barbecuing, that kind of thing, that's okay. I can catch up with you later. But I sure appreciate y'all joining me today on the Tab and Dillard podcast. Sun's out, guns out, fun's out kind of thing. I got on my Bacon Freedom tank top today. Well, that's just a slice of bacon in cut-off jean shorts, holding a sparkler and catching a Frisbee. Pretty patriotic. And it say freedom at the bottom. I've been putting a hurting on bacon, speaking of that. Tabin's bag of bacon. Some of y'all been grabbing that up too. There's going to be a link in my show notes for that today. I'll just tell you right now from the get-go what you're going to find in the show notes so I don't forget at another time later in moments past or in moments future this podcast today, because I got some stuff to talk about. And if I could just talk about all the links at once, that kind of helped me. It kind of put them in a group. You put things in groups, just like band camp, the Dorothy Atkins kiddo, her grandbaby went on last week. You the trumpet group, you the French horn group, you the percussion group, or whatever, and all them instruments kind of thing. I don't know if they have harmonicas in the band. I don't know if they'd send you to band camp for harmonical. I mean, anymore, you could probably watch a YouTube video and get pretty good at it, and then you ain't got to worry none about them skaters or them camp food or whatever, or them kind of rashes that maybe you allergic to, maybe getting some poison oak camping. You probably don't get into poison oak watching a YouTube video about our harmonicas. How do we end up here? I don't know what's going on, but the links in the show notes today are Tabin's bag of bacon, a link to my shirts. We got the Pickle Boon shirt, we got the Bacon Freedom shirt, and then the tank top to that too. Thunder Punch tank top came out this past week. So that's available now. And then on July the 1st, for all of those of you that listen who, that Meemaw's got a baby doll collection. My Meemaw got a healthy baby doll collection. Now, I wouldn't say healthy like it's good for her. I'd say healthy like she got a lot of baby dolls. Like she got a box under her bed where she rotates some out, if they've been good or whatever, or they've been bad, maybe they end up under her bed. She got the shelf, and then she got other places she sets them baby dolls. There's a poo sometimes she puts on her bed when she makes them. They just staring at you. If you walk into the look at her room, they're just like, bank, do you need something kind of thing? But Becky Thacker Haynes, Baby Tish Saddles, Beatrice Gail Merton, Babs Gristle, and of course, Rachel Christine. Well, July the 1st, there's some breaking news, in case you ain't heard, that Rachel Christine's shirt is dropping. That's right. Rachel Christine's shirt's coming around. So that's happening on July the 1st. So anyhow, there's a link to my shirts in the show notes today. Link to the bacon, link to the personal video greetings. Still turning them out. You got a birthday, want to wish somebody happy 4th of July, that kind of thing. That link will be down there too. Of course, at my phone number, 501-322-6249. You can text me, and then email tabanddillard@gmail.com. Thank y'all for reaching out to me this past week, hollering at me. Tried to get back to all y'all. And that's how that go. But this past week, in town, I did a little fishing trip. I'm going to talk to you about it in a little bit. Did a fishing trip. Had a softball game. Team Burger Shed still showing up Thursday nights down at the fields. And then my brother Brett, I don't know what he been getting into, but it ain't nothing but trouble. And I mean, you can just guess, say, well, what's he probably up to? Well, he probably up to trouble. You're probably right. But this past week, I don't know. My Meemaw had to change the locks on her trailer. And by change the locks, I mean she take a wooden chair and she lean it against the back of that front doorknob, so nobody can come in that front door, which is really her only door unless you're going out a window. So she had to lock it because apparently some stuff's been going missing. She figured out as my brother Brett, he'd get in there and he'd take spoons and forks and knives. Like, I don't know if he was trying to open up a restaurant on the cheap or what kind of thing, but I'll tell you right now, my Meemaw, she got an arm. she got her arm and she ain't afraid to use it. And what she did, she grabbed a mustard bottle, yellow mustard bottle. Boy, she probably 20 feet away maybe from Brett. And she hit him in the back of the head with a mustard bottle. I tell you, that lid must have been loosed. Because I tell you, he on the back of him, he was covered in steady mustard on the back of his tank top and the back of his hair, just full court press mustard on the back of him. And that tank top was like, I guess, one of his favorites. It said Myrtle Beach on the front, where the party never stops, something like that. And then it's got sunglasses with a little string. It looks like them sunglasses you wear around your neck, but they printed on the shirt. Well, that was all mustard on the back. So he was kind of upset, but what's he going to do? He was stealing from Meemaw, and she put down the hammer, as they say, and he felt it. So I don't know what that means for him. I do think he is going to need a new tank top and probably a new hobby, and Meemaw probably going to need another mustard bottle. And I reckon I'll be fetching that at some point this week at the store for her, because I mean, summertime, there's just too many uses for mustard once it comes to corn dogs and hot dogs and that kind of thing. You can't be throwing it around, hitting your grandbabies in the back of the head and thinking you're going to have enough mustard for your food too. So I probably have to do that. But Cricket, she had some time off this week and she's like, hey, I want to take you fishing. Now, fishing folks, they got fishing holes they go to where some you just don't tell people. Same with hunting spots. There's things, the places you go where you don't tell folks. You say, yeah, I went. Yeah, it was good. I had a good time. Probably going to go again, but I ain't taking you, kind of thing. And, we got the lake in town. People know about the lake. It ain't no secret. But she's like, Tab, I want to take you to a fishing spot. I was like, that's fine. So we're going to go out there. And it is a ways out of town. I mean, you turn on gravel road off of 2-lane, and then you go down that gravel road, and all of a sudden you turn on another gravel road, and then you thinking, boy, we going deep in here into the wilderness, and it's a beautiful drive. And of course, if you know anything about me, you know that if you going fishing, you bring in the snacks, you bring in the food, and we had food packed, white bread and bologna sandwiches. Now, some people are the persuasion that you have to have mustard on them bologna sandwiches. And I know y'all guys, and I see y'all guys, and I understand y'all guys. I hear y'all guys, and I'd eat them too. But if I had a choice, I'll tell you right now, and this ain't the popular choice. Don't get me wrong, and don't think I don't know it. I do the mayonnaise. I do white bread, mayonnaise, and bologna. And you cut it in half like a little triangle, Eat that up. Sometimes I put a slice of cheese on it. Put a slice of American cheese on it. Next week is the 4th of July. That's America's birthday. That's just a side note for you to write in your Rolodex or your calendar, wherever you keep your important dates. So we had white bread and bologna sandwich. We brought hot fries. We had Dr. Pepper. We had Mountain Dew. Brought Tavin's bacon bag. In fact, I have mine right here. This bag that I got in my hand, you can probably hear that if you're listening with your ears to the podcast. If you're watching the video, you've seen it too. But I'm getting down to the popcorn bacon that's on the bottom of the Tavin's bacon bags. It's just bits of bacon that's chopped up and just, like popcorn chicken, but it's popcorn bacon. And it's a wonderful thing. So brought the bacon, and we was steady ready to eat, but we stopped on the way at this one watering hole, and we wasn't even to the fishing spot yet. It was just one of those things where we was talking on the way. Just, how you have conversation with people. It's beautiful weather. We actually rolled the windows down, and we was just enjoying the sunny day on these gravel roads, and you kicking up some dust, but you don't mind none. Weather's nice. And I was like, I don't know, Cricket. I know you taking me way out here to this fishing hole, and that's fine. Just it's hard to get to the mind of a fish. I know where they are in the lake. I know they in that lake, but even then, it's like I don't know if they're going to bite. I don't know what they want to eat that day. I don't know what they in the mood for. I don't know if I brought the right bait or lure or none of that, And then now here we are out here. We're going to go out to the spot apparently she knows about, and there's fish out there, but I don't know what them fish are thinking. I don't know what them fish are thinking. And I'm thinking, well, I hope you like what I brought. But the thing about it is, the great equalizer that makes it all okay is I brought snacks. We got food to eat. That white bread and bologna sandwich, them hot fries, that Tavin's bag of bacon, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper. We're gonna be eating well. Because, hey, you out there fishing, beautiful day and everything, but you hungry? That ain't all it could be. That day ain't all it could be. don't forget the snacks. So anyways, we winding on this gravel road, and I say, hey, what, look over here. She goes, that ain't the spot. I'm like, well, let's stop by anyhow, because there's water down there, and about 20 feet down, and it's deeply enough to where a fella could do a good cannonball. And as a cannonball champ, you don't want to always be in work mode kind of thing, but if you see opportunity, you want to take it. And I seen an opportunity to do a little cannonballing. It's a hot enough day. It's going to cool me off anyway. Going to be a win-win. About a 20-foot drop. And I'm telling you, this ain't early season form I got going on. I don't know what it is this year, but I'm feeling the haunches are strong. I mean, I had an apple frittler last week, among other donuts. My knees were up. They chin shelved, right under your chin. And I felt like, boy, just, bank, just real alert. I mean, how you hit the water, you got options. I mean, you can showboat a little bit. I say it's best to make eye contact with the audience. If there's a crowd, kind of look over them like, hey, I know what I'm doing. Do you know what I'm doing? Because you're about to find out kind of thing. But it's just me and Cricket, and she didn't want to do no cannonball, but she did get in the water, and I did a cannonball, and woke me up too. You just kind of give your body a jolt, not only because you jumping in the water, but you jumping in some pretty cold water. So what happened? So we do that. We ain't stopped for the picnic yet. We ain't stopped to fish yet, but we on that back windy second gravel road, and there was a watering hole that needed to be explored, and so that's what I did. So now we back in the car, and we didn't bring no towels. So I was like, hey, Cricket, I mean, I can walk around here for a little bit and dry off, but I'm going to get them that car seat, a little wet. She goes, that's okay, I don't care none. And, she got kind of a work car anyway. So we got out there, dropped a line in the water. We just talking, laugh and have a good time. I put a hurting on bologna sandwich. Boy, opened up a bag of hot fries. Next thing you know, they was gone. Cracked open Dr. Pepper. That was good. Caught a food fish. The Cricket caught more than me. She better at fishing than I am. But I caught a food fish, and then lo and behold, as the day went on, the food got ate. And the next thing you know, there ain't no food. And then that's where you run into your problems. I'm thinking, well, I do like to fish, but I love to snack. And them snacks is gone, Cricket. She goes, well, I reckon you need to get back anyway. You got that game. I was like, oh my goodness. I do have a softball game I got to get to. And she's going to go down there tonight too. And just, kind of basically help if there's going to be any trouble down at the concession stand. Last week, Beth Tucker brought a jar of pickles. Nobody could get open. The way it got open is getting broke on the ground, spilled everywhere. Her doggy Jalapeno, not her doggy, but Cheryl Grubb's doggy. You start licking it up and choking kind of thing. Cheryl helped, at the concession stand for a while, so she was down there helping. And then Mary Beth, turned out she was back in that park bathroom crying because she is sad. But also, apparently, she got a hold of some bad slaw down at Pickles. And that'll really churn your guts up a little bit. So she had a couple things going on. And this week anyway, Cricket thought maybe she could help or run interference if bad things were going to happen. So we both had to get down to them fields, bottom line. And we had a good day. It was just an easy day, just good weather, good company. Sometimes you don't care where you at. It's kind of who you with, and that's kind of how it felt. But where we was at is beautiful too. And speaking of who I'm with, I just want to say, y'all guys, thanks for joining me on the Tab and Dillard podcast today, because I appreciate y'all being here. Now, I got out, we got done fishing. I got back off those gravel roads and them windies this ways and that ways. And you got to know it's been a good day at that point. Well, now it's time to get down to the fields. We get down to the fields. I get down there on my own. I go on my bike. I get back to my trailer and get ready and everything. And I get down there, and Mary Beth Tucker's there. What'd she bring, Tab? Surely she didn't bring anything this week, not after everything that happened last week. She probably just showed up and just sold them Skittles and sold them Sody Pops, and she sold them hot dogs and snow cones just like she supposed to. Ain't that right, Tabin? And she had the cash box there, and she unlocked that, and she's ready to do some business, because it's a big day at the softball fields. Team Burger Shed was playing Brunwell's Tires, and them boys know how to play some softball, but I got news for you. Team Burger Shed know how to play some softball too. So that's all that happened, right, Tabin? Oh no, y'all guys. Mary Beth Tucker brought more pickles down to the concession stand. If at first you don't succeed, fail again miserably, was what I was thinking, just because I was so frustrated with all that. But Myron Curtis, he was the first one in line to buy one. But truth be told, he bought them all. He bought the whole jar, and it's like, hey, he felt so bad about last week. He bought her a new jar, and then he brought it to the fields for her to sell at the concession stand. And they were able to get that lid off quick. So that's the biggest problem last week. And apparently people do want pickles. So I don't know. You know, Mary Beth, she entrepreneurial. And she a business lady. And apparently she know how what folks want. Because people bought them pickles. Now, I didn't care nothing about a pickle. I don't like pickles. Did y'all know that about me? No. I don't get pickles on my bacon double cheeseburger at the burger shed. Y'all can have them, kind of thing. That's not something I eat. I eat onions. I love a good onion, and of course bacon, and cheese, and meat, and Dr. Pepper, and curly fries. But this ain't about my diet right now. What I'm saying is, we down at the softball fields in Team Burger Shed, we came to play. I was feeling real good. I mean, you have a good day of exercise, you do a cannonball into the water, and you get cooled off, and it wake your body up. You just ready to go. You feel like the blood is churning, and you ready to teach some lessons out on the softball field. But here's the deal. Rance Farnhart had a career game. He was putting on a pre-fireworks show, if you know what I mean. But before the game even started, Cheryl Grubbs was there, and she coached that junior cheer team. So I forgot to tell y'all this. We had a delay of game. You know about them delays? That basically is supposed to start at this time, but it ain't. It's starting a little later. Well, what happened was that junior cheer team, her daughter Maisley's on, other little gals there are. Candy Dilroy, she lived in my trailer park. She know how to catch crows and other wild animals. She done that before. She on that junior cheer team. Well, Cheryl talked them into at the softball fields of letting them gals do a pre-warm-up, practice. Because they got to perform in the 4th of July parade next week. So, well, how about my junior cheer team do a little thing, before the game to kind of get the crowd going, but also to do some practice. Well, they get out there on that field by that pitcher's mound, and here comes Maisley. She trains. She in a little unitard, and she do a cartwheel, and she stick that thing. Well, Candy Dilroy, turned out she ain't supposed to do cartwheel. She ain't trained in cartwheelery, or whatever they call it, kind of thing. She just supposed to twirl. Well, Candy got up there. I guess she just felt it in the moment in front of the crowd, got excited, seen Maisley do a cartwheel. She go over there and try to do a cartwheel. Well, that thing, she hit the mound. I mean, her little arms gave out. She hit the mound so hard, knocked the breath out of her, she throwed up. Delay a game. When you got a clean throat up off the pitcher's mound at the softball game, you ain't starting on time. So she gonna be okay. She's a little embarrassed. I wouldn't blame her. You embarrassed if you do a cartwheel, don't know how, end up getting the wind knocked out of you on the pitcher's mound to adult softball field, and then you throwed up on it. I mean, there ain't nothing fun about that story. There ain't nothing fun about it at all. But that's why you do warm up and practices. Now she posted just twirl, and I think after that, kind of lesson learned, Candy. Just do your little twirl. You ain't got to leave the ground. You ain't got to be upside down. Try to do no flip. You ain't trained in that. I think she can do a somersault if they asked her that, but they ain't asking her to do that. They asking her to twirl, and she did a cartwheel with her little arms, and they gave out, and she hit it so hard she throwed up. And so they had to clean them out. So they cleaned that up, a little water hose it, and I don't know. I really wasn't watching how they were going to clean all that up, but they got it cleaned up. And the junior cheer team, hopefully they ready. I mean, they got a week or so to work this out. A week and a half from the game to the 4th of July. Now, if you listen to this podcast today, we're a week out from the 4th of July at this point. But anyhow, that's how the game started. So, delay can do one, two things, give you more time to get ready, mentally prepared, or it could just take you out the game. And I don't know. We all seemed locked in, ready to play. Rance Farnhart, he ended up the game with 2 homers and 3 doubles. Come on, buddy. I mean, you basically going pro at that point. I mean, he's feeling it today. I mean, everybody showed up and was locked in tonight at the fields. By everybody, I mean Team Burger Shed and Brunwell's Tires. Now, the thing about that is, when you got 2 teams out there, somebody got to lose. And tonight it was Team Burger Shed. We lost 12-11. I mean, you think you push 11 runs across, you got it. But Brunwell Tires, boy, they had an answer every inning. They had an answer every inning. And Lonnie Brunwell, boy, he know how to really rake. I mean, he can get them dangers. I mean, he can clear the bases. He got a truck too. He got a Dodge Ram, like a 1500. It's raised. He got a CB in there. Sometimes he come into the park like he intimidate folks because he got a loudspeaker. Who's ready to lose tonight? You know, he do that kind of thing. You know, he done that before. Cody Mantell barely stand for it. The only thing that's keeping Cody Mantell, you know, from tearing people apart right now, I think he just in better mood generally, and I think it's because, you know, Lindy Ray, his wife, pregnant with their second child. You know, I got that little girl, Daphne. Well, they got a little baby due on at the end of the summer. And so he kept his mouth shut, and, you know, he showed them on the field. I'll tell you, Cody played a good game too, defense and offense. But at the end of the game, it's 12-11. Team Burger Shed didn't win. Now we 5 wins. That's total. That's what we won total this season is 5, and we lost 3 times, and we got 1 tie. So we 5 3s and 1s, and that's Team Burger Shed right now, heading in, you know, to the Julys. And we feeling good. We feeling limber. We feeling like our strength is there. Do we want to be, you know, 6 and 2 instead of 5 and 3? Everybody on that team would tell you, if you looked us in the eye, you look JT Whitlow in the eye, and Rance Farnhart, and Cody Briggs, and Mort Dwydell, and Myron Curtis, and me, and Rance Farnhart, and Ricky Briggs. Actually, Ricky on our team. Just his brother Cody. And Brody Childress. And, of course, I said Rance, you know, he was the big star tonight. You look us in the eye and say, hey, would you rather be 6 and 2 or 5 and 3? We'd all tell you. We'd look you straight in the eye. We'd say it right to your face. We'd rather be 6 and 2 and 1. But we ain't. And so we moving on. We taking our loss. We learning from it. It's a fair and square game. There wasn't no monkey business, nothing like that. We just didn't win. And you got to own it kind of thing. So that's okay. But speaking of winning, 4th of July next week, I hope y'all can join me on a very special episode of the Tab and Dillard podcast. I'm looking forward to it. I sure hope you are too. I appreciate y'all joining me. I've been hearing from y'all, getting texts and the emails, y'all listening to it, and some of y'all have caught up. Some of y'all might have been behind. I got an email from somebody last week. They had started at season 1, and boy, you know, now it's like, boy, you can't listen to them every day. You know, we once a week, so if you caught up, but I guess you can go back and listen to them. And there's a few videos. You can look at the video selection I got on the interwebs. There's a few of them out there that you can watch too, which you probably know about that. So that's me. I'm getting ready for the 4th of July. We got fireworks already bought, but we got more we buying this week, and we'll keep buying them till they stop selling them, and then, you know, keep shooting them off kind of thing. Big celebration. But it was a good week. I mean, fishing and getting out there and getting cannonballing, that was great. The softball, we had a good day at the softball field. Concession stand, there was no worries. So that was big. And we didn't win, but hey, season ain't over. Okay? You know about that? Season ain't over. So guess what we doing next week? We showing up. Now, 4th of July week, I don't know if they canceled the games, but anyhow, it don't matter. You know, we play the next one whenever it is. Season ain't even close to being over. But I hope y'all have a great week. I hope you've been doing good, and I sure appreciate y'all leaving comments on the Apple iTunes. I still ain't figured Spotify, how to get over there and figure out if people are leaving comments or whatever. I do get notified sometimes that stuff's going on over there, and I don't know how to find it. But that's just me. And leaving a comment, sharing this whole podcast with folks, and rating it, all that helps. In case you was wondering, all that helps. And check them show notes today. There's some bacon for you. There's some shirts if you want them. Personal greetings are available. Of course, my phone number and my email's down there too. But I will tell you this. I hope you have a great 4th of July. And of course, I'll be able to wish you one on the 4th of July because we got a podcast next week. It's the Tab and Dillard podcast. Same name, you know, as this week. That's just the name every week of it. But the episodes are different. And you probably know that too. But hey, if you ain't been hit in the back of the neck with a mustard bottle this week, ruining your Myrtle Beach tank top, you having a pretty good week. Me, I'm Tab and Dillard. This is the Tab and Dillard podcast. Till next time, y'all guys. We'll see you later.